Coach Glenn Mills confirmed what many of us have been suspecting regarding the world champion in the men's 400 meters, Jamaica's Antonio Watson. Glenn Mills has basically stated that the qualification of Antonio Watson is in doubt. Watson may not make it to Paris. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know the next video drops. Drop a video at least once a day here in Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit the like button and finally leave your thoughts. On the ready? Yep. Good to go. Well, he is the current world champion in the men's 400 meters, the remarkable Antonio Watson, who reps for the island of Jamaica. And he's just not been having a great 2024 season. We have simply not seen the spark that we saw from Antonio Watson last year when he shocked many, not us, and took home the title of best 400 meter male runner on the planet. This he did at the World Championships in Budapest in 2023. He's just had a very, very lackluster season. In fact, in an interview that he has done, he himself said he's been feeling the pressure of reproducing what he did last year and he's just trying to ignore it. The last time I remember seeing him was at the Jamaican Athletics Invitational, the inaugural event which took place at the National Stadium in the men's 400 meters. And this is how it turned out for the world champion. Antonio Watson ran fourth this time, running 45.61, apologies. And for him to have any chance in Paris, he must break that 45-second barrier. Heck, he might have to go below that 44-second barrier. This was the last time we saw him run. Tell me what you think.
2017 has run 6 races under 45 seconds.
Demish Gay comes out of lane 3, also represents Jamaica.
4.
Maybe there were some people late getting here. Looks like the grandstand has filled out even more as we take a look on screen at the world champion Antonio Watson, who's already run 2 400-meter races so far this year. He's run 46.10 at his best. He's also run 20.84 over 200. The man he beat, Matthew Hudson-Smith in Budapest, will be on his outside. So Watson in 4, Hudson-Smith in 5. Set position. And they're off and running. And that is a good start for Antonio Watson, the world champion. But Demish Gay running a very fast first 100 meters. And Matthew Bowling is also flying over this first 200 meters. Antonio Watson with lots of work to do. Matthew Hudson-Smith is now chasing Matthew Bowling. So it's the two Matthews, first and second. And Demish Gay is left back a little bit now in third. So it's Matthew Hudson-Smith and Matthew Bowling. Here comes the charge now from Antonio Watson. Will it be enough? That's a fast finish on the outside for Zandrian Barnes. It's Matthew Hudson-Smith who gets there ahead of Matthew Bowling. 44.
Last night in an interview on TVJ Sports during the news broadcast, Glenn Mills basically said that he's not expecting Antonio Watson. In fact, Antonio Watson's qualification for Paris in the men's 400 meters is in doubt. Now, so far this season, Watson's season's best in the men's 400 meters is 45.61, the race that you saw earlier. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. For clarification, let me state, Glenn Mills did not say he is not going to make it. He said it's in doubt. He's not sure if he can make it because, let's be honest, 45.61 just will not cut it. Now, again, I've said on many occasions, this is a fairly long season. And if he gets through the nationals, then there might be hope because he may be able to improve himself going into the Paris Olympic Games. The problem is the 400 meters is a little different from the 100 meters and the 200 meters in terms of preparation. And if the athlete himself seems to be doubting, and if the coach himself seems to be doubting, then maybe we should prepare ourselves for what may be a disappointment come this weekend at the Jamaican National Championships 2024. Now, it would be a pity, because I think Antonio Watson has many great races to come. I believe this young man is going to be a torrent. Now, and I am not saying he's not going to get to Paris. I'm simply pointing out what his coach said and what he himself seems to be saying, and that 45.61 is just not a good enough time. There are many other young men running way better than that at this point. Can there be a miracle? Anything is possible. Watson sort of came out of nowhere for most people last year, and in fact shocked many people at the Budapest World Championships. And I pointed out on several occasions that he sort of peaked almost at the perfect time. So I guess we're hoping against hope that that could happen. However, I think we should probably reserve any real comment until we actually see him race. If you get what I'm saying. For me, I think anyone who's going to win in Paris has got to be running 44, little bit, or even sub 44. That's my personal opinion. I think it's going to be one heck of a race. I see some people who look really, really good right now in the 400 meters. We won't get into that until another video. But I sort of took note when Glenn Mills, because like I said, Stephen Francis nor Glenn Mills, none of them do hyperbole. I've noted that Stephen Francis tends to understate, and Glenn Mills talk right on the money. They're very honest when it comes to the athletes, because I guess they don't want to give us unnecessary expectations. So if Glenn Mills is saying that the qualification of the world champion for the men's 400 meters in Paris is in doubt, I think we should, probably take note. And if the athlete himself has been complaining all season regarding the stress he's feeling to reproduce what he did last year, yeah. And then there's a third factor. We have discussed what they call the Olympic blues. I mentioned that in videos a long time ago, maybe about a year ago. The concept behind the Olympic blues is that they've noticed that there are some athletes who will do very well the year before an Olympic Games, or they will become a world champion and stuff. And for some reason, they just never qualify for the Olympic Games. Think Danielle Williams. She's won the world championships in hurdles twice. She's never qualified. She's never even qualified for a Jamaican team going to any Olympic game. I'm hoping that this time it's different. Or think Sydney McLaughlin. After running that insane time, the following year she was just injury prone. She just could not reproduce. So we've seen this happen with athletes many, many times. Sometimes it takes a very long time for an athlete to recover physiologically and psychologically from doing some phenomenal feat. And let's face it, what Antonio Watson did last year, winning the men's 400 meters against all odds, was a phenomenal feat. However, underlined in big air quotes, however, I am not yet going to give up on Antonio Watson. And you know I'm an eternal optimist. Let's see what happens at the national trials, which of course we here at Peter Lloyd World, we will be covering. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. What do you think? Do you think he'll make it? Or are you going to do what I'm doing and just wait and see? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell, the like button. Remember, your royals, kings and queens. Bless up!